Welcome to another episode of... I was trying to be low.
There's low and there's no energy. We started. It started.
Welcome to another... Okay, this is what Leonard does. Welcome to another episode of Direct to the... I don't know what show this is. What show is this?
Apparently, I'm Jeff Goldblum, too. Welcome to another episode of Direct to Review.
Welcome, guys.
Well, that was a great start, I'd say.
Starts are always the best.
So, yes, welcome to
definitely memorable. Memorable?
Memorable.
Yes.
I don't know.
Words, we don't do
I
that.
don't know English.
Oh, Lord. All right. Well, welcome to another episode of Direct to Review. We always start these off with a laugh, I guess, unintentionally.
I'm so sleepy.
Oh, God. Thanksgiving is tomorrow.
I already feel like I'm full.
We are full. We came from a Friendsgiving.
We had pre-pump tonight.
Oh, it was horrible. Not the food, but it's just the fact that I feel bloated and I'm about to talk about a movie. Oh, I don't know if I can breathe.
You look bloated.
I always look bloated.
It's
just my body.
He always looks bloated. That's just his body.
That's just me. That's just the way I was born. I was born bloated.
You're beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Trevor.
Every.
All right. Well, we're doing another foreign film Friday. Oh,
was this a foreign film? I kind of picked. It was kind of between.
Across the pond.
It was Ireland.
It was kind of a cross of like indie and foreign and
I'm
musical.
kind of okay with it not being like maybe a true foreign film.
And it's not a true musical either. If not considers itself a musical.
No, definitely not. But you know what? It was amazing anyway.
Technically, it did rely on music to carry the plot.
Yeah, and actually, the characters grew through the music. But anyways, we should probably introduce the movie before we start talking about it.
Sing Street.
It's called Sing Street. It's made in 2016, directed by John Carney. Written by Simon Carmody, and also John Carney.
Yeah, they were together.
Yeah. So it's a story. It's a boy growing up in Dublin during the 1980s, and he escapes his strained family life by starting a band to impress the mysterious girl he likes.
Literally, this is how it went. He saw a pretty girl, and he was like, want to be in a music video? And then he was like, crap, I need a band.
Yeah.
That was the movie.
That's the way to do it.
Now, that's the thing. Like, I was a little worried that right off the bat we were going to have a very weak plot point.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm going to get a band in a new school that I don't know anybody. Here we go. But actually, they did it really well. So.
I mean, it was exactly that, but they just made it interesting.
Yeah, and it was kind of, God, the characters were, every single character I absolutely loved. So we should probably go over the name of the main character, whose name I don't remember.
His name is Connor.
Cosmo?
Connor.
Connor.
But they called him Cosmo.
She called him Cosmo.
Yeah, she called him
her
Cosmo.
being Rafina, the love interest.
What a name that was.
Rafina. Yeah. I'm like, is that a common name?
In Ireland in the 1980s.
But my favorite character in this was actually Connor's brother, Brendan, played by Jack Reynor.
This guy was like a combination of like Seth Rogen and
Chris Pratt.
Exactly.
That was when I was watching it. I'm like, that's like
I kept thinking
a slightly sexy man. I wasn't sure.
But like,
I was waiting for his like laugh. It's Seth Rogen.
Just put the glasses on him.
Yeah.
And he's pretty much Seth Rogen.
although
all the good sides of him.
The lead, Cosmo, called as I pointed out, you might not know this, Trevor. You might. Cole Sprouse, Dylan and Cole Sprouse.
Yes.
He looked a lot like both of them.
Yeah. Like a dark-haired version of him.
Like Cole Sprouse, is it Cole or Dylan? I think Cole is in Riverdale right now, and they dye his hair dark, and I'm like...
Exactly the same.
I was thrown off.
Well, one way or another, this movie was so well done.
Full of doppelgangers.
Yeah. So, okay, about Connor, who is basically, his parents are going to get a divorce. They do end up getting a divorce, but they're fighting constantly. He tries to find a way to escape, and a lot of it deals with music. First time we ever really understand that he even has any kind of talent. He sings to this mysterious girl who is just standing there smoking.
Yeah.
She's not smoking.
No, she's out in front of a home.
Yeah.
At a home.
Actually, our first introduction was at the very beginning of the movie where he's picking up the guitar and he's just saying everything that his parents are saying.
As in a sing-song style.
I would leave you if I didn't pay this mortgage. Like,
And
This movie had great
honestly,
moments.
when you first hear him sing, he sounds horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like an average kid.
And I thought, oh, well, this is going to go poorly. It's like one of those, oh, well, it's not good singing, but it's funny. But it ends up becoming incredible.
Yeah.
The music was so well done. And the funny thing is, we were talking about it throughout the entire movie. Even though this was set like in the 80s, it sounded more indie rock, alternative rock that's modern now. But he says in the movie that his band is futurist.
Yeah, futurist. I mean, the movie, it imitates styles from the 80s, I feel like.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like,
Duran Duran
Yeah, every
and-
single
and
song
Depeche
almost has its
Mode
own.
and,
Yeah. It's really incredible. And the guy that plays Connor, Ferda? How do you say that, Ferda?
Frida?
Ferda? He's actually an Irish singer. Yeah, so he's actually
And songwriter.
You can tell. I mean, the guy is amazing at it.
And he's in Vikings.
he's only like 18 years old. He's a kid.
And he already has like a 30 episode showing in Vikings.
Yeah. So, God, this movie. I guess the best thing to bring up is that it's basically a story about Connor and what's her name again? Rafina. I always forget her name. Honestly, I didn't catch anybody's name throughout the movie because they were kind of hard to understand half the time.
Yeah, they're very Irish.
Very Irish. But between Connor and Rafina, and honestly, the story goes from obviously Connor's having a hard time to finding out that Rafina is in a girl's home because father died.
Mother's
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's right, bipolar or manic depressive, and she's got like this horrible life with a boyfriend.
That's too old for her. She's only 16 in the story, and the boyfriend's supposed to be the same age as the older brother, which is like
Right,
Like
in his
20
20s.
something.
Yeah, 20
He
something.
can drive.
She has goals to become a model, go to London, leave it all behind.
And I mean, the whole movie, it's kind of a theme that a lot, like, to make it, you have to go to London. You have to leave Ireland.
Well, yeah,
That's
they constantly show how like Dublin. They actually started off the movie with talking about how Dublin has no jobs for people essentially, and that it's all like really crappy, and they constantly call the place a shithole, and it's beautiful.
Oh God, yeah.
But like when they mention stuff and they show this like beautiful backdrop, something happens, whether it's the boy's bike getting stolen or like some other crazy crap happens.
And like the slums that a lot of people are living in, all of them kind of live in these.
It's
these
pretty much all
apartment
tenements.
Yeah,
Too.
yeah.
But so I mean, obviously the Ireland itself, Dublin itself, is like the best, one of the best characters of the entire movie because it kind of makes you feel really drab and upset the entire time.
It's the weather.
But it's these boys that are kind of like bringing life to the things around them, and it's really just the songs are so beautifully done.
And the songs. I mean, the story that they tell too is very much of a story a 15-year-old boy would tell. I mean, they do it in these beautiful lyrics, and it's just incredible. Like them showing them they write the music. Him and his friend.
What is his name? Eamon.
Amen.
That's such an Irish name. Oh my God. And the rest of his bandmates, while I would love to name off each one, they don't play as big of a role as Eamon's character does.
He's the
except
co-writer,
for who's the manager? I always forget.
Oh, that little boy.
The little redhead that I couldn't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the thickest accent for sure.
I know you're trying to speak to me. I know it.
Oh, excuse me.
Are you a little congested?
I'm a little
today?
congested.
And-
It's been a long week.
I feel like going back to what you said about Ireland. I feel they did a great job with the coloring in this movie too. To make that even in the sunlight, it felt like there was always this kind of haze.
Yeah, it was always super drab. It was always
Yeah.
super sad and weary. And I think that was basically the best part of it because you had them who was kind of like doing this whole David Bowie like big hairband style with like bright popping colors, and they were amongst backdrops of just what basically looked like shit colored bricks.
Even the costumes. I mean, besides the girl that plays the model, everybody's costume is the same gray tones. Same
Yeah.
Except for the
black.
cowboy.
The cowboy. Their first music video. There's a cowboy. There's like some weird velour ruffled
happening.
suit. There's I don't even know what Connor was.
They could have made a great video for that.
They
actually
really
did.
Like
And the
15-year-old boys.
And she kind of like took over the way everyone looked, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But we should probably mention that Connor actually goes to, is it a Catholic school? It's not
like an
Jesuit.
all boys
It's an all-boys school.
Christ school or something.
Religious school.
Is that what they call it? A Christ school, a Jesus school or something?
Yeah.
A Christ
Yeah.
school?
And he's like,
Because it's free.
honestly though, the school played such a small part.
It really did.
Like they put it in there, and I kind of felt like it wasn't necessary.
Because you saw it at the beginning, and then the whole middle 65% of the movie, you didn't see it.
Yeah, and like they try to build kind of like an evil presence of the headmaster there, but it kind of didn't work.
The head friar.
Yeah, because he wasn't there enough, and they still were doing their music, and he let them play at the dance, so I didn't see anything wrong with the guy.
Yeah.
that was really nice of him.
I was like, oh, you're wearing
Besides that, he
makeup.
tried to drown the kid when he was trying to wash the makeup off of him.
That was extreme. But also, why would you wear makeup to your private, no, not your private school, but your
Religious
Jesus
school. He was expressing himself. It's
Oh,
like his brown shoes.
Here we go.
Let him wear the brown shoes.
Let me wear my brown shoes.
Let him wear his brown shoes.
So it'd be Darren. Darren is the little manager.
He was Darren.
Darren. He was very daring. But yeah, the character really of Connor and of Rafina. Rafina gets a little frustrating, I think, towards the end of the movie, and I feel like that's necessary because she becomes so hell bent on being like kind of upset at her life that she doesn't notice that there's something you can do about it. There's somebody in front of you that really cares about you because she's not used to that.
Yeah. And she kind of pushes herself away. Like the second he gets too close, she kind of pushes him away.
Yeah. And she even tried to pretend like she was not her, that she was her younger sister when she went away to London.
That was
so stupid.
It's like, really?
I'm really
for
getting
being-
straight now.
for being such a young guy. I feel like he did a really good job of. He didn't talk like he talked, but like he felt like there's a lot of moments where he just like had certain looks on his face, and you still kind of know what he was feeling.
Yeah, and on top of that, I mean, there was no ridiculous plot point. There was nothing that was like, oh, well, this is so far-fetched and so stupid it can only be a teenage movie, coming-of-age movie. Instead, it felt all very realistic, very grounded. I think they had some beautiful moments. One in particular that sticks with me is closer towards the end of the movie. Connor is sitting with his brother on the steps of their house, and they're looking at their mom, who's sitting outside on the stoop, and she has her little glass of wine and her book. And they go into this long conversation where, well, actually, it's just the brother talking, saying how she rushes home to catch the little bit of light, the last bit of light, sits on the porch and reads her magazine, and how she always
Wants to
said
go to
how
Spain.
she wanted to go to Spain, and that her dad never took her, or that their dad never took her. And
Which, can we mention who their dad is? It is Littlefinger.
Peter
Littlefinger,
Baelish.
yes.
Peter
Lord Baelish.
This is what happens after Game
yeah.
of Thrones.
But-
pretends to
Game of
die.
Thrones
But
ends.
I thought it was just such a beautiful little moment. It was such an unusual moment.
Yeah.
Because the brother's like, I often wonder what she's thinking about. And to me, it reminded me of the way you would write in a book.
Mm.
You know, it was more of like this, it was painting you a picture of something that you couldn't see.
And movies usually don't take the time to give you something
No,
like that.
and
They kind of
I
skip
loved
over those
that.
details. Yeah.
Because the rest of the movie was very visual. It was very, you either had a very good visual or you had a very good musical, like, drive.
Mm-hmm.
But in this moment, they stopped everything. And it was like, just listen. Just clear your mind, listen to it, think about what he's saying, look at her, look at the setting. And for this brief moment, I don't know if you noticed, but when you looked outside, it wasn't drab.
Yeah, it was sunny.
Because she was
It was
catching the
colorful.
last bit of light.
Yeah.
But then as he started talking about it and things were getting sadder, the light started dimming.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, holy crap, like that is so well done. That was such a beautiful way of representing just this little portion. This literally has no major plot, like pull on the story, but what it shows me is that this was a director, a writer, a producer, a cinematographer. This was a whole crew that had an
John
idea.
Carney, actually, who was the director, writer,
he did a lot of
producer. Way to
I mean,
be.
This was well done.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so well done that, I mean, it was nominated for a Golden Globe. And it won 15 awards and had 36 other nominations. That to me is like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
There's
And it
no question.
premiered at Sundance.
Yeah,
So you know it had to be good.
It's one of those movies that, and maybe in 2016, I didn't see it come out anywhere. I didn't see it hit any major thing. So definitely within the indie genre. But it is something you should check out for sure on Netflix. This should be on your watch list. This should be something where, it's only 106 minutes. You can watch this pretty quick, and it'll be worth it, honestly.
And I was watching this movie at like 2 a.m., and I stayed awake the whole time. I mean, I was into it. I mean, I kept
The
me the whole
music
time.
alone.
I mean, yeah, the music was great. The acting was great. That moment, again, I feel it really gave the mom some character development that we didn't get necessarily because it was so short-lived. Like, obviously it focused on the son, but they give a lot of his problem is that, he's seeing this divorce happen, and, that has effect on his character. And I feel the mom wanting to leave the dad, and I mean, they kind of build her up to be kind of a bad guy that she cheats on the dad.
Yeah.
But this gives a little bit of humifies her. I don't know. Humanity. I'm gonna make up words. Humanifies her.
It kind of takes what's usually a background character that's just anthropomorphic, where it just has human features, and actually gives it a soul. Mm-hmm. That's what I feel like, because let's talk about the dad. We don't learn anything about him. Yeah. What we know is that he is a drunk, that he yells and screams at the mom, and that he can both be soft-spoken at times and engaging and very much into the art that his children feel, like music and whatever.
I mean, he was even the worst dad in the movie. There was that other kid that had the dad.
Oh, absolutely.
That
Shit
other
out
kid
of
had
him.
a way worse dad.
But at the same time, he wasn't necessary, and you could tell the kids didn't really care that they were going to get a divorce because there was nothing there. Mm. And I kind of love that because the mom had so much more. She stopped the older brother from going to Germany to become a rock star. She wanted to keep people close. Mm. She has all this love. She has all these dreams and hopes, while the dad works and just tries to keep the bills going and the lights on. Yeah. And that was his point. That was his whole purpose. And now there doesn't seem to be a purpose to him anymore. Yeah,
I mean, the family perfectly represents the entirety of Dublin, of the struggling that the whole country, the whole city was feeling. And I think they did that pretty spot on with the family.
And think about the kid dynamic too, because they're all creative people. Like, we find out that the sister was an artist, that she was into art anyways, and she wants to become an architect, which is another form of art and honesty.
It's a vocation.
It's a vocation, as they kept saying.
For the art.
And then the brother is super into music, really, really into music, and potentially extremely good because his incredible record collection.
I wanted to see him play.
Right.
I wanted him to play
but
so
he
bad.
was like, come to my gig and maybe you can have a solo. I was
yes.
like, go, and he didn't go.
Yeah, he didn't go. And the gig. All right, we got to talk about the gig.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Talk about the gig. No.
Okay. This is like the culmination of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first thing that actually feels like it's a musical, too, when they do the...
Oh, yeah.
When he has his... No, that's not even the gig. That was his.
No,
that was a filming of a music video.
Yeah.
No, they weren't filming a music video. They were actually just practicing for the filming of the music video.
That was just his daydream when they were in the 50s attire. And
they actually filmed the musical there. I mean, not the music. They filmed a video. That was his. It was
supposed to be. She never showed up.
But they still did it without her. They had all the other. They had all. Remember, he said, "Okay, let's go ahead and do it." After the daydream, he says, "All right, let's film this."
Oh, okay. So anyways, yeah. I mean, this whole big portion where they actually have their first gig, and it's at the end of the year dance. It was just so well done, because I guess the best part about it is, like, they start out with, they have a DJ there, and then they come out and they do live music. At first, people are like making fun of them, and they don't care. They just play, and they get, people really going, and they get to the second song and they're going more. But then comes this heart-wrenching slow song. Everyone hates it, but still they come back to it because of just how beautiful it is. Yeah. And it finishes strong with, like, this attack against the headmaster
about his brown shoes.
Honestly, though, to the major portion of the movie, the final bit, the last scenes where they finally decide to go.
Shame.
I know I left my phone home.
Shame.
Wait, no, I didn't. Oh, my computer. Pooter.
Blame it on the pewter. Blame it on the pewter.
Anyways,
the final scene.
Yeah, the culmination of all this, and spoiler, if you really want to be, it's not a surprise. Honestly, I think this movie doesn't really necessarily have spoilers because you can watch it and know the ending.
Yeah.
But he decides he's going to go to London.
He's gonna take his girl to London
He's gonna take his little
on the
putt-putt boat.
tiniest boat in the world. That thing was like
They're gonna die
smaller
before
than
they
a
get
car.
to London.
Yeah.
that thing was small.
It
I thought
was-
that, you know what, the way they're like filming that last scene, I thought they were gonna die. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I was
When
worried.
the
my
waves
God.
came up, I was like, this is the end. This is how they're gonna
Just
end it.
so everyone knows, Alina is the one causing
She
this
just
problem.
ruins everything. Gosh,
God, Alina.
God.
Rude.
I'm going to send her a
I
text.
still feel like she's a fake person. I don't know who the person
She
is.
said that you were a fake person because she
I-
had never seen you before.
I
She
don't
was like, I
believe-
don't believe this person exists.
I don't believe in her.
No, she's real.
This is Fred. Fred's texting you right now.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, the dog.
Fred puts on a wig and texts you as Alina.
You make such a pretty Alina. I love my
My
dog.
favorite scene in the movie, though, sorry, going from the ending, was when the parents are arguing right before they actually separated, and they're up in the brother's room, and they just turn up music, and
Yeah,
they
they all hang out
they're
there.
dancing. They get the sisters kind of like
Kind of
give-
get high.
yeah, a little
They
bit.
get a little high.
Yeah, I think they're a secondhand smoke of the brother, and they all just are dancing around. That scene just warmed my cold heart. It just made me happy
My
inside.
soul felt something for once.
You just turned the music up
It
and
was-
over the
yeah.
arguing. It was
Yeah.
a great scene.
You have seen?
Oh, do I have
Do you
a
have seen
scene?
Celeste?
Probably when they're about to do their first music video, and Serafina walks up and she's just like, "You all need to wear makeup. This is gonna wash you out. You know what you need to do? You need to do this." And she just like kind of takes it all over. She's like, "Come on, you fucking idiots." They're gonna put makeup on you, and I'm gonna direct this thing, and this is kind of my thing now. No, my other favorite scene also with her when she jumps into the water and she can't swim,
yeah.
and the guy has to go save her, and he was like, "Why did you do that?" And she was like, "For our art."
That's all that matters. is
That's
the
all.
art.
The art. Do it for the art.
There was a line in that scene I didn't get. Okay, so when he ends up kissing her in that scene, and then he asked her about her boyfriend, and then she said, "You killed it." Was it
You
like
ruined it.
You ruined it. Was it the moment or?
He ruined the
the
moment.
moment.
I thought for a second that she was saying she ruined her relationship with the dude, and then I like thought about it when it was like, okay, she probably
No,
ruined
it was
the moment.
Or maybe both.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe
Maybe
she's
both.
just that smart.
We need to discuss one thing. Like, actually, going back to the first music video, there's one. I don't know his name. He's the only person of color in this movie.
They mentioned that, too.
literally
They-
of color. Like everyone there is super pale.
I
But
like
he has mad keyboard skills.
freaking the manager was like talking all slow to him, like we're forming a
NGIG.
band.
I don't know how to say this. NGIG. That's his name in the movie.
I don't know.
Najig.
But he is from Africa, isn't he? But he lived
No.
in. I
No,
thought
he
was.
said he lived there all his life.
Yeah, I think his
I
mom.
thought
is,
he said half his life.
he
No.
said 8 years
Oh.
or something. I don't know. Yeah, that'd be half his life.
Yeah,
Anyways.
it was half his life.
I just
He's
want Leonard to be
playing.
wrong.
So the actor's name is Percy Chembruka. Chembruka. I'm gonna call him Percy. So
Percy.
Percy's character, for some reason, starts taking center stage in the first one, and it was a
pushes
little
himself to
odd.
the
Like I
front.
thought there was going to be something going on there. Like there was going to be this constant battle that was going to go on, but because that was just it.
Yeah,
It just kinda
it was
went
kinda
away.
End of it.
And I thought, oh,
I just
well, that
think
was
it was
kind
the
of weird.
first time he was initially into it. He was like, okay.
Yeah, sure that
this
he was
is
like,
Maybe,
cool
yeah,
he
now.
was
yeah.
enjoying it. Yeah. Well, he does it at the end too. It kind of mirrors it in the gig. He doesn't he come out to the front and start dancing. He's
Oh,
kinda
yeah, he
dances.
does, he does,
I think
yeah.
it mirrors that first video. That's like that these guys are really friends
Yeah.
now. And growing.
Honestly, though, I mean,
Wasn't he in whiteface at one point?
he was in whiteface,
yeah.
and that
It was just
interesting.
makeup.
It was just makeup,
It was
but I
very
was like,
interesting.
is that whiteface?
Yeah.
It's okay.
But oh God, this movie was incredible. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10 Goldblums. 10 out of 10 out of 400.
Leonard's really obsessed with
He
this
loves
movie.
this
Out
movie.
of 400.
Leonard wished he was
Goldblums.
in this movie.
I don't know the math on that, but that's a lot of Goldblums. Like Jurassic Park meets Thor Goldblum. Like that good. Just go and put it on your list on Netflix. Watch it immediately,
Before it
please, for the love
leaves.
of God.
I'm sure it'll leave at some point.
Yes.
Everything
Grab it.
seems to leave. All the things
Go watch
that I
this
love.
movie about Connor Leonard.
What else? What are your guys'?
I actually thought it was kind of slow in some points. So I just kind of like,
She's wrong.
did some research about the movie at some points, like when they're talking in the graveyard park thing.
Oh yeah, was that a graveyard?
Was
That
that
was
a
a graveyard.
graveyard?
It was a
It was a
graveyard. I
graveyard,
later did a
for
little
sure.
digging on that
Yeah, I
one.
was like, it looked like a park, and then she went to go talk to her mom or her dad there.
Yeah.
Same park?
It was
I
a
don't know.
graveyard.
Maybe they just
with
didn't have a lot
bench.
of places to film.
Anyway, so I found those parts kind of slow.
It's
But
called character building.
It's called
Celeste.
exposition.
God,
It's
I
necessary to move a
really
plot along.
do
Oh my
not care
gosh.
for that.
It's the
This-
hero's journey.
But great music. I love indie rock as just a genre in general.
Yeah, if you can't
Yeah.
watch the movie, go listen to the
Great.
soundtrack of this movie. Oh my gosh.
So good.
Do they have a sound?
I'm sure they do.
They need
It
to.
didn't. Yeah.
I hope
So the best non-musical, non-foreign film musical that we watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was in a foreign country. It's based in a foreign country.
yeah, but
I'm going to call that a foreign film.
I think it was. They said it was like
It was- I thought it was
1/3 UK,
filmed
1/3
in-
US, 1/3
Yeah, it wasn't a
Ireland.
foreign film. This is the faux.
And it
foreign
wasn't really
film
a
Friday.
musical,
Had-
but it's definitely an indie movie. They didn't
Yeah.
film a lot. They had no low budget.
It was
Yeah.
definitely the chick from Murder on the Orient Express.
Right, and which, by the way, if you haven't seen it, go see that.
haven't
But
seen
I'm
that.
not going to go into that
Yeah.
anymore.
I
So
think I found it. Yeah, they have one, guys.
they have one.
They have a Spotify.
Oh, good.
Yes.
We're going to be listening to that later. So what's your?
My rating, I give it two bass guitars out of 3 keyboards.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
solid.
You never gave a rating.
Okay. My rating, I'm gonna give it like 3 eyeliners out of
4 David Bowies.
maybe David Bowie's. I was gonna say blush.
Well, I give it a full band. You know what? That's
Yeah,
how good it is.
a
It's a
full
full band.
band.
It's a full band.
All right, I think this is a winner.
Definitely
winner.
go watch it.
I thought
Really,
it was
really
good.
good.
I just thought some parts were slow.
It's
You're slow.
the thing is like
Probably.
it's very difficult to get into my top 20 favorite movies,
What?
but this got into the top 15.
I'm in your top 20.
You're in my top 400.
Do you know 400 people?
I do not. So there's just spaces between him.
You
He just blanks.
I would put you in my top 8 if I still had MySpace.
I would consider it.
We divulged into a MySpace search the other day.
Oh my
it
God, it
was
was
pretty
embarrassing.
traumatizing. It was like, oh.
Do you remember?
Celeste had some ones on there that you don't want to go
Because
look at.
I had deleted my MySpace, but I knew that I would have pictures up still on my high school boyfriend's MySpace.
Oh,
so that's the MySpace I went to, and I was like,
You could
oh
still
my
go to those old
God.
MySpaces?
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to get. I don't know how to
We'll have to
search
find
them.
yours
Yeah,
later.
dude. I think I left it remember how MySpace got everyone to know how to code because you'd have to copy the
Yes.
Zanger
code.
got everyone to know how to code.
I was
Let's
not.
be
I was
honest
too
here.
young
I
for
was
that.
too young for Zanger,
Oh,
but
shut up.
MySpace
We're
was
not
my
old
first.
like you.
Shut up.
Leonard's the
MySpace.
oldest.
I had
God.
I had things falling down the back of my. I had the player of
Yes.
20 songs on my
Yeah.
MySpace. I wonder who's my top on MySpace.
So this is going to come out after Thanksgiving, but what are we all thankful for?
What am I thankful for?
What are we thankful for,
I'm
guys?
thankful for my dogs. I love my dogs. They are my world. I
Not
may be
even Leonard.
married.
She doesn't care about you.
I'm married to
Yeah.
Leonard, but I love my dogs.
Wow. Thanks.
So thankful for my dogs.
Well,
They just-
obviously,
they just
I'm
make my life.
thankful for this weird wife I have,
Aw.
but I am
Oh
super.
Jesus!
There
Talking
you
about me
go.
but blowing
What?
your eardrums out.
It's the new mic. I'm sorry. I'm super thankful for this podcast. I absolutely love doing this. I don't care if nobody listens. It's
That's not
so
the point.
much fun.
Yeah, that's not the point.
So much fun to be able to sit here and just talk with you guys and with anybody else that we end up having on. It's fun to not only discuss something I love, which is movies. I could watch movies all day long, but it's fun to really dig in and find the common ground between people and also get a different perspective. Because I don't think the same way as you, or definitely not as her, but
We do not have the
we
same
do
wavelength.
not have the same wavelengths. And that's the best part about it. It's finding that common ground and also learning something about somebody else, whether
Yeah.
it's good or bad.
I'm thankful for not only this podcast. That was going to be mine too. But my wife for letting me, come and do the podcast, and thank
We're
you.
all thankful for
We're
that.
all
Thank you,
thankful for
Erica.
Erica.
I'm thankful for Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi's incredible.
That's a good
So
one.
good.
Wi-Fi.
I'm
Wi-Fi.
so
yeah.
thankful for Wi-Fi.
About Wi-Fi.
We're all thankful for Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi's, yeah.
Hashtag save
Yeah, I saw
net neutrality.
Wi-Fi.
Wife with
podcast. No, really, this podcast. I've always enjoyed movies. I've tried to act in a few different things, and I just never had the opportunity to sit down. And I've always wanted to and watch some of these movies like this, and I really enjoy that this pushed me to do that.
That's the whole part of this is that a lot of us don't have time to go through Netflix constantly and find the gems, or even find the bad movies that just make you laugh. And that's kind of what we're here to do. We're just make that little extra help for you to find that movie you didn't know you wanted to watch.
Yeah, I mean,
that you needed in your list.
Take the time to find these movies, and we try to let you know if you should watch them, because
sometimes we roll dice.
Lots of crap. Yeah, we're thankful for Netflix too.
Oh my god,
so
Netflix! If you want to be thankful to us and give us a little sponsorship,
that would be
too.
amazing.
Yeah, but really, that'd
honestly,
be great. Netflix.
Seriously, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon,
YouTube Red,
VRV.
do it.
Yeah, I love it all. So you guys watch anything in particular on Thanksgiving? Is there something that you
on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, like a tradition.
Yes.
Not Thanksgiving.
The Addams Family, because of the one part where they're at camp.
That's good.
And Wednesday
That's
Addams.
good. That's
plans
Addams
the
family
uprising.
Family Values.
Yes, it is Family Values.
That's the second one.
And so the reenactment of the first
That is
Thanksgiving,
really good.
It puts me in the mood.
I didn't
haven't
even
seen
think of
I haven't seen
that.
that movie since I was a kid. I gotta watch that now.
Oh, it's so
It's
good.
on
I
Netflix.
don't really have a Thanksgiving movie.
You don't have no?
No.
What about you? Like
Dead Turkey
certain
Day.
TV
I watch
shows?
Christmas as soon as I'll start watching Christmas movies like tomorrow, like yesterday. I probably watched Christmas. I watched Grinch like 2 weeks ago.
So I don't really get to do it as much anymore, but usually on Thanksgiving it's Dutch, which is the only Thanksgiving movie I really know of, other than the horror movies that are out there that are stupid.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Let's go watch Thanksgiving.
let's not. Anyways,
Family classic.
Thanksgiving 3, the search for the Thanksgiving 2.
but I used to the day after watch Christmas Vacation.
Oh, that's a good one.
Why do I want to say that Groundhog Day is kind of reminiscent of Thanksgiving for me?
Because it's
Even though-
cold.
Maybe.
Part of the winter.
That's in February, right? That takes place in February.
February 2nd is Groundhog's
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah. Well, maybe
Yeah.
it's just the setting of the movie.
And Bill Murray.
I want to watch Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We got Sinbad and Terminator in that movie.
You can't go wrong with that
I
Can't
movie.
go wrong.
Can't.
That's like 90s gold.
Oh my god, so good.
So good. All right, everyone. Well, we hope you had a happy Thanksgiving and enjoyed whatever bird or ham or fish or pig that you enjoyed.
McDonald's.
Or
Or
tofu.
McDonald's. Or if you
Tofurkey.
just went to the movies because they are open.
And they have some. Coco comes out tomorrow.
Oh,
On Thanksgiving. That looks pretty good.
Oh, I
Can't
want to
wait.
see Coco. I'm excited.
Yeah.
same.
It's gonna be
here.
like
I-
super cool to be Mexican finally.
I know, right? I love the Book of Life, and I feel like this is gonna be like. I don't care if it's like looks similar.
You know what? I really should watch Book of Life.
I've
It's
never
really
seen
good.
Book of Life.
You
but-
guys should watch Book of Life.
Maybe
It's
I'll
really
put
good.
that on
They're working on
tomorrow.
Book of Life too. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. We gotta watch Book of Life and Coco.
We gotta watch a lot of things.
So
You watch that
really-
teaser for Incredibles 2?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I did. Pixar is gonna do amazing things. That's like my favorite movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's my
really?
favorite Pixar movie.
So good.
Where is my super suit?
Woman,
What do you need to know?
All right. Have a good holiday season. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep, and remember, keep on streaming and have a wonderful whatever the hell time of day it is where you are. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.